Shalom, praise AhHAYAH, Bahasham Yashaya, Qadash, Rawach. First, okay, there's an echo. I don't know if you can hear me and if everything is fine, because the last time I did this, live, there was a blinking of a green screen. I don't know what that was about. I was like, what in the Hades is going on? But so I hope that you can hear me clearly, and I hope that you can see me clearly. Praise AhHAYAH, Bahasham Yashaya, Qadash. This is the AhHAYAH Bible Book Club. Yes, praise AhHAYAH, and we will be going into the book of Genesis. Okay, and I just give all honor, glory, and praise to AhHAYAH, Bahasham Yashaya. I'm so thankful that I could be here, and I will. You have to let me know if you can hear me clearly and see me clearly, so that there's no issue. I don't know with the sound, because I can't really, I can hear myself. Shalom, Kai. Babakaya, praise AhHAYAH, and bless you. Good to see you. And I just did the calendar on the blog, but I just fixed the first one for July. I have to go back and fix the other. I'm sorry, forgive me for that. I'll be forgetting to go on there and change the calendar over every couple of months. So please forgive me. So, but you can hear me fine. Praise AhHAYAH. Thank you for, okay. Thank you, brother. Thank you for letting me know. And good to see you. I got to come through more. I haven't even been able to do too much of anything. I'm just doing so many things at one time. So please forgive me, but I will come and see you. We got to go check out Babakayah's, his Sabbath teachings are awesome. And thank you for that word. It's well needed. I just don't get to go like I'd like to, but I will, stop by and say shalom. But welcome. Okay, so this is the AhHAYAH's Bible Book Club. And what we will be doing, let me explain for those who wasn't here. Thank you, who were not here last week, so that you'll know. Okay, so I wanted to do this book club because, I like to go into the scriptures, but I don't think I retain my book chapter and verses like I would like to. I have to do something else, and I had to be creative, which will make me retain scriptures, so that I will, remember scriptures. But so I'm hoping that this will help me, having a Bible book club where we can read certain scriptures. So last week we went into Exodus. We did the book of Exodus, and this week we'll be doing the book of Genesis. Okay, book of Genesis has 50 chapters. So I have to figure out, guys, how to do this, and so it won't be so, I don't know, long. I was thinking maybe like do an hour and a half, but last week it was like 3 hours again, and I was like, wow, it took a lot of time, because it's a lot of chapters, and we're not just doing part of it. I really want to get into reading, through the whole Bible. So let me open this up and show you, because I have like a chart, and it will show you, and I'm going to highlight. If you may have to zoom in, make your screen bigger so that you can see this other screen here. If you can see my pointer, so where you can see the book that I'm reading, as well as me on camera. So this is my Bible book journal that I created so that I can journal while I am reading the Bible, which is awesome. So here I made this sheet. It says reading goal. And I calculated that if I did a book, one we read one book of the Bible a week, that at the end of the year we will have done 44 books. So, and we know that there's like 66 books in the King James, in the regular Bible. But also, I would like to also do these books, like go into the book of Jasher. Okay, we got the let me go here, the Apocrypha. Okay, we can go into Bible. We got the Dead Sea Scrolls over here. I don't know if you can see my hand, but right here, the Dead Sea Scrolls. We got the Josephus, and we got the pseudepigrapha over here with a lot of other books. So it's not just the Bible we'll be going into. We will be going to other books as well. I wanted to keep it basic for now, stay in the Bible for now, and then start to venture off, because someone requested yesterday that we go into the Dead Sea Scrolls, and I said okay, we will, but I just didn't want it to be the second book that we go into, after the second week. So we'll wait a couple of weeks. Let's get, for people who are new, who are just getting into this, to let them get a little settled into it before we start going into the heavy meat of the, other scriptures and other books. So, but so 44 books, that's not a lot of books, considering that we're talking about a lot of the books of different Bibles, like Jasher and Dead Sea Scrolls and Josephus and Pseudepigrapha and things like that. I really wanted to only go into books. I'm not going to go into all different types of books. I'm only going to go into the books that's basically mentioned in the Bible, like Jasher, and, say, even like Adam and Eve, or Second Esdras and Third Ezra, those books. But I won't be going in too many other books that are kind of way out there. And I just want to, let people know that. So, you can gauge on how far we can go, because at the end of this, I will ask, whoever, what's the next book you want to go into. I don't necessarily want to go in order, so that's why I did Exodus first, because I thought it was just a good book to start with, being that the times we're in right now, where people are coming out of Babylon. We are looking to go into the wilderness. The Most High is delivering his people again. So I think that going to Exodus was good. And someone suggested that now we go into Genesis. So here we are in Genesis. So again, so we already did one book. So I'm going to highlight that. And we're going to go into our second book tonight. So let me just do it while I'm here, because I will forget. You use another color. So guys, so you have to have your pen, your books ready, some highlighters. Make sure you have a pen, and I have a pen somewhere. And also the books that you want to go to if you're not going to use the computer. Even though I do have my books here, I will be using the computer just for time and for how big it is on a computer, opposed to let me see. I think I have a pen here. Yeah. I made these like little cards, guys. So on the back of it I have my pen. So I can always find it. Or else I will lose my pens. Okay, so now I want to also show you, if you want to use these papers that I'm going to be using to write my notes. Now that's what this whole journaling thing is about. I have made these journaling books so that when I can write down the things, you know, that I want to remember as far as scripture wise. So this is Genesis. This is last week. And as you see, I highlighted the different chapters that we went into, but I didn't even get a chance to fill it all out, and I have to go back to it. So I'm going to show you now on here we are for Genesis, right? And this one I had time to complete. So I went into it and I filled mostly everything I wanted to fill out. So I'm going to bring this closer so you can see it. So you can get an idea of how, let me show you. Hold on. You can get an idea of how this is going to work, right? So here at the top, I got Genesis, and these are the different chapters that I thought. Now, Genesis has 50 chapters, so it's a very big chapter. It has a lot of important stories. So I had to pick out the ones that I thought were pertinent for me, and I wrote those chapters down. Then also I have my notes here. So because that page is kind of small, then I wrote all my notes pertaining to each chapter that I wanted to focus on. So we're going to go into this today, and so that um figure out how you want to orchestrate your Bible study when you read the Bible, like saying for next week. So let me just show you these papers. I downloaded these papers from the internet, and all you have to type in Google is verse mapping. But for us in this truth, we don't call it verse mapping or chapter mapping or book mapping. We call it precept upon precept. That's how the Bible tells us to study, here a little, there a little, and this is how we get knowledge and understanding. But the internet and stuff, they got to do what they do. So they made up this term verse mapping. Just type that in Google, and you can download this page. Now, I downloaded 2 pages and I put them together. So I got a front and back, and I'm going to show you how I utilize this in order to help me with my studying, just to put things in perspective. But guys, not only do I have my journaling, my Bible journaling book, and this is a book I made. I also am using my Bible as well, because what I did with my Bible is I started adding pages to my Bible, just so I can have a Bible a study Bible. So, you know, this will even help me with my verses even more, because it makes me have to write twice. So I put a lot of the information here, but I also want to, utilize my Bible. So here, like in Genesis, I put tabs. My Bible didn't come with these tabs. I had to add these tabs, all the tabs on my Bible. And here at Genesis, what I started doing is adding pages. So I just added this page to my Bible, and I put the notes inside, and I'll use this front and back, but I started on the inside. So everything that I put on this page here, let me show you. Everything that I put here, I put also here. Just so now when I go into my scriptures, just on a regular day, I can look at some of the things that I noted for Genesis. And I will do that for any pages that I do a study on. I'll add an extra page in. And if you want to see how I added the page in, I'll probably do a little video for that, but because it's hard for me to do it right now. Okay, but I've been, just because I knew we was doing Genesis, I started adding pages like this, empty pages that I stuck in that won't come out, and I can use now to write in, because I don't have a study Bible, and I used to just write all my notes on the sides like that and in a different book. But now I want to keep it in my Bible so that I can always go to it. So that's what I did. And I think it's very helpful to start adding pages. So I'll start utilizing that. But since we're on Genesis, I started with Genesis. So almost all of Genesis, I put pages in. And I'll probably do that as I go on, week by week. And this is Exodus, but I didn't do the whole Exodus. I just did some pages. So I just wanted to show you that, because I really wanted to start utilizing my book and my Bibles to really write down the information, put my study notes, because I really want to learn my precepts and my verses and chapters, and I don't remember them. I'm really bad at that. So this is really going to help me, and the fact that I'm going to be doing it on both books too is really going to be good for me. Okay, so let's get to it. Okay, so before we go into it, I just want to say a quick prayer before we go into the word. We're gonna give all glory, honor, and praise to AhHAYAH. So I wanted to have my the Lord's prayer here, but I'll say it quickly in the ancient Phoenician Hebrew. So if sisters you're here, make sure your head is covered, and for our brothers, make sure your head is uncovered. And we're gonna go into the AhHAYAH'S prayer, the Lord's prayer, ancient Phoenician. Okay. Um, Praise AhHAYAH Bahashim Yashaya, Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Qadash, Haya, Shamka, AhHAYAH, Malakwavka, Baba'a, Ratazawanka, Haya, Aisha Ba'a Rataza, Kawahaya Bashemayim, Nathan Lanawa, Lakamka Yawamwa, Salak Nawa, Hawawak Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Hawawak Yanawa, Wala'a, Babaya Anawa, Banasayawama Aba, Hawashinawa, Mayam Rai Kayalaka. Hamalakwa Waha'ala Wahatha'a Pa'ara La Awalamyam Aman. Well, glory and praise to AhHAYAH AhHAYAH Bahashim Yashaya Wa Qadash Rawach. And that's the Lord's Prayer in ancient Phoenician Hebrew. Okay? And also, I just, as we go into the word, we ask the Most High to send down the Holy Spirit that she can guide us and give us all the information that He desire us to have, because we're trying to learn of Him. So amen, amen, amen. Praise AhHAYAH. Okay, so here's the page, right? This is my first page. Now I picked out a few chapters that I wanted to make sure, stood out. And these are chapters that stood out for me, and I pray that they will stand out for you. Now if you want to make a comment or whatever about what you put in your what you got from it, because we were all going into the book of Genesis, and it has again 50 chapters in the book. So, we can't do all of them, but we can highlight the ones that we, feel are important. So for me, the first one I put creation. And then let me just tell you the ones that that I thought should stand out. I did creation. I did the fall. Speaking of Adam and Eve, I did Cain and Abel, and I'll explain why that particular, you know, book and chapter and verse I thought was important. Also, I did the flood. I did AhHAYAH'S covenant with Abraham, making a covenant, and I did Israel and Egypt, meaning with Joseph. And those are the six categories I wrote in this. So I'm going to highlight the ones that I did, and I'm with the same color. So let me see. I'm going to start here. I'll put these here, these particular colors. I got a few more, but I just want to make them a different color so they'll stand out, right? So let's go with creation. I'll start with the yellow highlighter. I'm going to make creation yellow. Okay. And I wrote my notes here, which is a little bigger so I can kind of really see it. Okay, so, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to highlight this first here is creation. So I'm going to highlight that the same color, right? And I'm going to read to you. And then we're going to go into the scriptures about, we're going to read over those scriptures. So in creation, we know that the Most High created everything because of the study in 6,000 years. In the scriptures, it says 6 years. But we know from 2 Peter's that the Most High says And I'm gonna have to bring out those scriptures for those of you. Um, one day is like 1,000 years, right? So let me just show you that so y'all can see what I've done. Can you see this? I highlighted this, and this says creation up here. And Ahaya created everything in 6,000 years, right? And he said, because one day is like 1,000 years. So it wasn't 6 days like the Bible said. That's why it's important that we have to know our precepts and get into these precepts. Okay, so give me 1 second and let me pull up the Bible so we can go into that. Mm, don't see it. Mm, mm. Hold on, guys. Where is it? First mapping. Mm-mm. Let me see. Mm. Okay, so let me just show you this while I'm looking for that. Y'all can look over this. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you the verse mapping page so you can look at it and you can know what I'm talking about in case you can't see that. What I just kind of showed you. Oh, okay, now my eastward is showing up. Okay, so this is the verse mapping, and this is just giving you an idea like what you can write. This is what it looks like. Yeah. And it can tell you like step by step what what you can put in each circle. But because I'm not doing verse mapping, we're doing book by book. We're not going to use exactly the same template that they're using. But it's basically the same, but we're just not doing one verse at a time. We're doing a whole book. So let me go back here and make this a little larger so you can see it. So what it says is define the keywords using dictionary or thesaurus, right? So here you'll put the Bible book and verse here, like I did Genesis, and then you'll write the scriptures in large font to make up space here. Like you can write, I wrote what I thought Genesis was about in my words. I put Genesis provides many important events of the Old Testament. They are creation, the fall, Adam and Eve, the flood, the establishment of the covenant with Abraham, and what else? One more thing I put. I think Israel and Egypt. Okay, so each one I put here. I put the creation here. I put the fall with Adam and Eve. Then I went over on this side. I put Cain and Abel. I put down here. You can see my pointer, the flood. Then I went over here to I put AhHAYAH'S covenant with Abraham, and then I put Israel and Egypt, right? And then I will use these boxes. I use this. It says who's the author. I put Moses, the audience, talking to the just giving information on what the Most High told him on the Mount, right? And here for when I put in the time of Exodus at Mount Sinai, And the style, I put the laws, because it says what literary genre was used. So I said the law. Most High was given the law, the statutes, and commandments. And the purpose, I put it was instructions to Israel, or instruction to Moses to give to the children of Israel. And on this side, comprehension, observation, I put use this for like what other books did I use as references. And for this book, I use the book of Adam and Eve, the book of Jubilees, and I use the book of again, the book of Jubilees, chapter 6, third Baruch, and I gave the verses and stuff like that. So this is how I would utilize this page. Down below that it says application, and then for that I put like what did I learn from these this chapters, and what did I get out of it, and what was my perspective. And the same thing here, it says how should the verse change you? What does the verse teach you about Ahayah? And how does the aspect of Ahayah's character change my view on yourself? And this is a good way, because the whole point of us going into these scriptures and learning is using it as our schoolmaster, is to better ourselves as we prepare to come into the wilderness, change the things that we need to change about ourselves because we've been in Babylon. You understand? So that's what we want to use this page for. And the page to your left, also kind of like the same thing, but I really don't want to get into our own interpretations of things. And it's good to like write what you think, but sometimes when I notice with us, when we go into this Bible and we read, we don't necessarily get the correct interpretation. So it's I just really feel like we need to be careful with giving our interpretation of the scriptures, because sometimes we can get it wrong. Hold on. And that's really not a good thing. So it's important for us to understand that just because we read something and what we get from it doesn't necessarily mean that's what the Most High intended us to get from it. And we have to really accept that. So now let me go back and see now if it's showing up. Let's see if I see the hold on. Let me do this. Let me take this out. Okay. Hold on. We're going to go into the scriptures. Let's see. Let me see if this comes up. The browser can't access your screen. Try capturing a different screen to see if this continues. Okay, hold on. So it's not a captioning the eastward screen for whatever reason. Hold on, guys. Let me see if I can get this one. Okay. Yeah, it's getting there, but it's not doing Esau for some reason. Okay, so let me just give y'all the scripture and you can go to it. So for creation, we know that on the first day, the Most High, he created the light and the darkness. And the second day, he created the sky and the seas. But I really need to be reading that. So let me try it again, because I want to read it. Because now what I thought it was important, it's not doing it. Let me see if I can do it. I'm going to go out and do it again. Hold on. Maybe I just needed to reset it. Okay, let me take this one. Okay, hold on. There's always something with this doggone computer, man. Okay, let me see if I have to attempt to put it and read it. Guys, you know, this Bible is so small, I can't see. Okay, so whew, I cannot. Let me go online. Hold on. It's too small. I can't be squinting. Okay, I'll just go into online. Hold on. In Genesis. Let me put, okay. So let's read a little bit of that since we're gonna go into the creation. It says, "In the beginning, Ahaya created the heaven and earth, and the earth was without form and void, and darkness upon the face of the deep. And the spirit of Ahaya moved upon the face of the waters. And Ahaya said, Let there be light. And there was light. And Ahaya was the light. And that it was good. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Ahaya saw the light, that it was good. And Ahaya divided the light from the darkness. And Ahaya called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. Ahaya said, Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And Ahia made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And Ahia called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning was the second day. Okay? I'm going to go up to the rest, the seventh day. Hold on. Ahia called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day. Ahia said, Let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. And Ahia called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called the seas. And Ahia saw that it was good. Ahia said, Let the earth bring forth grass, herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after its kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth. And it was so. And the earth brought forth grass and herb yielding seed after its kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself, and after his kind. And Ahia saw that it was good. Praise Ahia. And the evening and the morning was the third day. Ahia said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs, for seasons, and for days, and for years. Praise Ahia, talking about the calendar. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heavens to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And Ahia made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. Ahia set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and and to divide the light from the darkness. Ahia saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning was the fourth day. And Ahia said, Let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creatures that hath light, and fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven. AhHAYAH created great whales and every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. And AhHAYAH saw that it was good. 22. Genesis 1:22. AhHAYAH blessed them, saying, Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let fowl multiply in the earth. Fowl. And the evening and the morning was the fifth day. AhHAYAH said, Let the earth bring forth the living creatures after its kind, cattle and creeping things, and the beast, and the earth after its kind, and it was so. And AhHAYAH made the beast in the earth after its kind, and cattle after its kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after its kind. And AhHAYAH saw that it was good. Okay, and let me just say quickly, guys, at the end of this, oh gosh, let me check and see. Can y'all see this? Mm, I'm sorry, guys. Hold on. I didn't share it where you can see it. But at the end of this, I want to have a trivia. Oh, Esau came up. Okay. Guys, can you see that? Okay, so Esau here. So let me go there on Esau so you can see it. Okay, so after this, we're going to have a little trivia at the end. So make a note of these things that we're reading, okay? Let me check. Okay, we got that. Give me 1 second. Genesis 1, and I was at 24. Genesis 1 and 24. And AhHAYAH said, Let the earth bring forth the living creatures after its kind, cattle and creeping thing, and the beasts of the earth after its kind. And it was so. And AhHAYAH made the beasts of the earth after its kind, and the cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And AhHAYAH saw that it was good. And AhHAYAH said, Let us make man in our image after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. Genesis 1:27. So AhHAYAH created man in his own image, and in the image of AhHAYAH created he him, male and female created he them. And AhHAYAH blessed them. And AhHAYAH said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. AhHAYAH said, Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree, hold on, and every tree in which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for me. Genesis 1 and 30. And to every beast of the earth, and every fowl of the air, and everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat, and it was so. And AhHAYAH saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning was the sixth day. Praise AhHAYAH. Okay, so let me go to 2. And I'm going to stop at the seventh day, because these are those who just came, these are the things that these are the books that I wanted to highlight in Genesis and go over. And the reason why I wanted to go up to the seventh day is because I really wanted to particularly focus on the Most High's rest. So I wanted to read that whole chapter just for creation, but then go into the Most High's rest. So Genesis 2. Now let me try this. Can you guys hear this? Hold on. Can y'all hear that? Okay, hold on. So I stopped right there. Did you guys, can you let me know, did you hear that? What was playing? Because I played the audio and I want to know if you heard that about the seventh day and the seventh day rest. Did you hear that just now? Yes, no, maybe so. Did anybody hear that? What I just played? Let me try it again. Guys, let me know if you heard it. Hold on. Here we go again. Hold on. 2. Let me try it again. Okay, I'm going to stop it there. I don't know if you guys heard that, but I tried to play the recording. Oh, what happened? I had to plug. Hold on, guys. I have to plug my phone in. Okay, so I don't know if y'all can hear what I just played, but I was playing the audio, so I didn't have to read it. But I don't know if you guys heard that or not, but we'll keep going. Okay, so I wanted to focus on, again, I highlighted Genesis. Let me fix this. I highlighted Genesis and creation, okay? Because I thought that the Most High seventh day, he rested on the seventh day. So right in the beginning, the Most High established his Sabbath rest, right? Because a lot of people, they like to just focus on that he gave it to Moses, which is cool and everything. But the fact that he established the Sabbath right on Genesis, first chapter, he established the seventh day Sabbath. Okay, hold on. Let me find this guy. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I wanted to go to the next one. The next one is the fall. Okay, so I put those scriptures down. That's Genesis 2 and 1. Genesis 2 and 1, I made a note of that because that is the um, seventh day rest. Let me see, Genesis 2 and 2. Okay, so I'm going to write this down. 2 and 2, and that's for seventh day. On the seventh day, AhHAYAH ended his work in which he made, and he rested on the seventh day of all his work. So I wanted to highlight that. And I'm going to highlight that the same yellow that I did for creation. But guys, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me just get this right. Hold on. So you can see what I'm writing. Okay, here we go. I'm sorry. Okay, so here I am. Here. So I highlighted creation yellow, and I put here Genesis in yellow, 2 and 2 for, and put rested, just so I'll have a note, because that's what I want to do. I want to start remembering these scriptures. Okay, so for the fall, we're going to go into fall. I'm going to highlight the fall blue. This is the blue highlighter. I hope it's not too dark. And then I'm going to go to this page, and I'm going to highlight this blue, the fall. It's kind of light, kind of dark. But okay. Now, I just want to note that when the Most High said he created the, on the, which day he said? The third day, AhHAYAH said that he created the trees. But we know going into third Baruch that AhHAYAH did not create the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Satan planted that tree. And so I just want to make a note of that. And I highlighted the fall, because when we go into the fall, we're going to read about that. So we're going to go into Genesis 3, and that's going to denote the fall. Okay? This is where we're going to go next. So I highlighted just so you can see that in blue now, right? Just so you can see that, the fall. And then I went to this study page and I put it in blue as well. So that's how we're going to keep this thing, connected on what we study, and then how you can go back and read, what you already studied, what you already wrote down. So here, the fall. Now, let me see what I made notes about the fall. Okay, we know that the Most High created Adam, and he initially told Adam not to touch that tree. Okay, but Eve was beguiled. She was deceived. So the Satan talked her into eating of the tree of good and evil. And I just mentioned that when you go into third Baruch, and we're going to go there, we're going to read it. It tells you that Satan planted the tree, not the Most High. Because we know the Most High would never do anything to just tempt us, and put us in that position. But Satan, somehow got to it where he planted that tree. to be a stumbling block for mankind. So let's first go to the Bible. Hold on, I'm going to share my screen and then we're going to read about that. Genesis 3. Okay, so I'm just want to know that these are the books, the chapters and verses that I found in Genesis that I wanted to note. I wanted these to pull these out because I thought it was very, important books in Genesis. Okay, so we're talking about the fall. So we're gonna read. I don't know how far I'm gonna go down, but we're gonna read. Okay. Now let me ask you, can you hear this? Because then I don't have to read it. If you can hear this, guys, let me know. Okay. So you say, can you hear the scriptures being read? It's not my voice. Can you hear it? I just want to make sure. Just now, did you hear the recording? Reading the scriptures, chapter 3? Oh, only my voice. Okay, so let me read it. Hold on. I was playing it's the thing on here. It reads it for you, but you guys can't hear it. Okay, here we go. Genesis 3:1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which a higher power had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath AhHAYAH said, Ye shall not eat of every tree in the garden? Now Satan is setting her up, okay? Because he already set it up that this, the fall of man, if they would eat the tree in the garden. The Most High, AhHAYAH, told Adam and her not to eat of this tree. So I'm going to go right now while we're on that line. Let me go to third Baruch. Give me a second so we can read that. If you have the internet or you have the pseudepigrapha or whatever book, third Baruch. let's go there. You can read it with me. Hold on, give me 1 second. And I'm going to share my screen with you. Hold on. Because this is very important that we understand that the Most High did not tempt man in that way. Okay? Okay, here I'll read it. And I got it highlighted already. It's 3rd Baruch, chapter 4. And you're going to go down to in the middle of 8. It says, and I said, I pray thee, show me which is the tree which led Adam astray. And the angel said to me, it is the vine, which the angel Samuel, that's another name for Satan, planted. Again, it said, it's the vine which the angel Samuel planted. Whereat AhHAYAH, our power, was angry, and he cursed him and his plant. While also on this account he did not permit Adam to touch it. And therefore the devil, being envious, deceived him through his vine. So here it's clear in 3rd Baruch, it's letting us know that AhHAYAH was angry because Satan planted this tree, this vine in the garden to, so that Adam would fall. So he got to Eve. He couldn't get at Adam, so he got to Eve, the weaker link, right? The weaker vessel. So going back to the Bible, chapter 3 in Genesis, let's finish reading. It says, 2, and the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the tree of the garden, but the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, AhHAYAH said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. 3 and 5, for AhHAYAH do knoweth that in the day ye eat it thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat it, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. And the eyes of them both were open, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. And they heard the voice of AhHAYAH, our power, walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of AhHAYAH amongst the trees of the garden. And AhHAYAH called unto Adam and said unto him, where art thou? And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, and I hid myself. And he said, who told you that you were naked? Hast thou eaten of the tree where I commanded thee that thou shouldest not eat? And the man said, the woman who thou gavest to be with me, she gave me the tree, and I did eat. And AhHAYAH said unto the woman, what is this that thou hast done? And the woman said, the serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. And AhHAYAH said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, above every beast in the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It will bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Okay, so I really wanted to go all the way up until AhHAYAH put them out of the garden, because I thought all of this was very key. This fall, it changed the course of mankind. It changed the course of the relationship with us and the Most High because of this fall. So this is one of the chapters, the book, chapter, and verses that I wanted to highlight in Genesis, because of it changed the trajectory of our relationship with the Most High, right? Okay, so hold on. And going down 17, he said, and to Adam, he said, because thou had hearkened, 16, unto the woman, he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow that thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. And to Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it, cursed is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. Wow. Thorns, thorns also, and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herbs of the field. In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread, till thy return unto the ground, for out of it wast thou taken, for dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return. And Adam called his wife's name Eve, because she was the mother of all living. And unto Adam also, and to his wife did AhHAYAH make coats of skin and clothe them. And AhHAYAH said, behold, the man is become as one of us, to know good and evil. And now, lest he put forth his hand and take also the tree of life, and eat and live forever. Therefore AhHAYAH sent him forth from the garden of Eden to till the ground from whence he was taken. So he drove out the man, and he placed at the east of the garden cherubims, a flaming sword which turned every way to keep the way of the tree of life, every way to keep the way of the tree of life. So I'm going to stop there, because I wanted to go up to there, and up until that point, because okay, he said no, not the sound on the app. Okay, yeah. So here, so I wanted to highlight. I'm going to highlight this in blue. And also, we're going to put that scripture where he put them out of the garden. He removed them from the garden. Because I think, these are key points, again, in this scripture. So I'm going to highlight this whole thing in blue. But let me see. Let me see if I can make this one yellow and probably making a big green. That he removed them from the garden. And that was in Genesis. What was that? Genesis 3 and 23. Okay, so I'm going to write that down. And I'm going to highlight that in yellow. Okay. Okay, so now the next one I'm going to tell you, we're going to go into, I thought it was very important going into Cain and Abel. And I'm going to tell you why. Okay, Cain and Abel is Genesis 4. Yeah? Cain and Abel, Genesis 4. So, the reason why we're going to read all the way up until the sacrifices. Okay? And I really do, I like to highlight all of this. Let me highlight this whole thing, since I read it all the way to 23. Okay, Cain and Abel. I'm going to read it. It says Genesis 4 and 1. And I'm not going to read all of it. I'm just going to read up to when they sacrificed. Okay? It says, and Adam knew Eve and his wife, Eve his wife, and she conceived and bare Cain, and said, I have given a man from AhAYAH. I have gotten a man from AhAYAH. And she again bare his brother Abel, and Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. And in process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto AhAYAH. And Abel, he also brought the firstling of his flock and of the fat thereof. And AhAYAH had respect unto Abel and to his offering. And this is where I wanted to go up to, because I think it's very important that we highlight and we understand how our offering to the Most High is very important. Yeah? I'll read a little more. It said, but unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect. And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. So this is important, that the Most High did not respect the fact that Cain just brought the fruit of the ground as an offering to him. The Most High require us to have a meat offering, and I could go into the scriptures to show that we are to do this daily, a meat offering, day and night. So that whole thing about veganism is not correct in the eyes of the Most High. And our brothers and sisters really need to understand that we cannot come to the Most High just giving him fruits and vegetables. And they even promote that in America, veganism. They made that a thing, veganism, because they try to keep us from doing what's right in the eyes of the Most High. Everything about America has been against the Most High, and we must understand that. So let me just go back to that again, just to show that again, because it's very important. And again, I'm just highlighting these things, these chapters, books, and verses, because I think this is important, in us, coming back to the Most High and what we need to know. So again, it says that I'll go up to 3. And in the process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought the fruit of the ground an offering unto AhAYAH. And Abel, he also brought the firstling of his flock and the fat thereof. He knew exactly what to bring. And AhAYAH had respect unto Abel and to his offering, but Cain and to his offering he had no respect. And so a lot of our people like to go into veganism and thinking that it's okay. Now I understand to some degree that being in America, especially because the food is dead there. There's a famine. They're not giving real food and real meat. So for that, I understand. But for people to make a doctrine over eating vegan and acting like they're closer to the Most High, because in the scriptures earlier we read, he gave the herbs, and the fruits of the trees for meat. They take it as that's meat as well. But here it's clearly letting us know that he had no respect for Cain's offering. Cain brought fruit of the ground. He brought vegetables and fruit as an offering to the Most High, and the Most High had no respect for it. So I just really wanted to bring this out because I thought it was very pertinent in, as we're coming back to the Most High, we're coming back to the law, statutes, and commandments. We're trying to find out and we're trying to figure out what's pleasing to AhAYAH. So it's very important to know that the Most High says, we must bring the firstling of our flock and the fat thereof. It's a meat offering. It's a meat offering that the Most High is requiring from us daily. And let me just go into the scriptures and show you where, and I can look at it really quickly. Hold on. So I'm going to put those scriptures down. That's Genesis 4, 3 and 4. Okay. Genesis 4, verse 3 and 4. And I'm gonna highlight that in yellow, but I'll be back, guys. I'm gonna go to the first page, and we're gonna make this one pink. We're gonna make this one pink. So Cain and Abel is going to be. No, how about let me do purple? I got pink up here already. Right? Let me just do that real quick. Right, and that's Genesis 4. And then I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna highlight Cain and Abel in purple as well. Right? And I put the proper way to sacrifice to AhHAYAH. Abel sacrificed correctly and Cain did not. Sacrifice is the one of the main components of keeping the Lord's statutes and commandments. And I'm going to clarify that, because people will probably be like, what? Why you say that? Because everything is about us keeping these feasts and lowering his holy days, keeping the Sabbaths, and everything is around feasting to the Most High. Okay, but give me 1 second because I'm going to go into the scripture and show you where it says sacrifice daily. Just give you book, chapter, and verse on that. No, that's not it. And see, this is where I read the scripture all the time, but I don't remember which one it is. See, that's why I need to do this, regularly. Okay, like that. Hold on. Let's see, Numbers. Is this it? Hold on. Yeah, I think so. Hold on. Numbers 28. It don't give the verse. 28, 24. Let me check. Hold on. Numbers 28, 24. This is not the verse I'm talking about. Let's see. Hold on. No, this is not it. I'm looking for the daily sacrifice. Oh dear, here it goes. It's up there. It's Numbers 28. Yep. Okay, let me share that with you. Give me 1 second. Numbers 28 and 1. So if you guys want to write that down. Numbers 28 and 1. We're going to start there. Okay? And I'm going to write that down. So you got to write down these scriptures. Numbers 28, verse 1 through, I don't know yet. Hold on. What is this? Okay, so I hope you can see this. Daily offering, Numbers 28 and 1. And AhHAYAH spoken to Moses, saying, command the children of Israel and say unto them, my offering and my bread for my sacrifice made by fire. So this is talking about our meals, brothers and sisters. Every time we eat, every time we, buy some chicken or cook some chicken, an animal had to be killed. Beef, lamb, cow, whatever. Something had to be sacrificed in order for us to eat our daily meals. Even though because we living in these big cities and we just going to the supermarket, you don't see it as a sacrifice. But just know, this is what the Most High is talking about. His daily sacrifices, his daily offerings. He said, and my bread for my sacrifice made by fire, for a sweet Savior unto me, shall ye observe to offer unto me in their due seasons, he said. And thou shalt say unto them, This is the offering made by fire, which ye shall offer unto AhHAYAH, 2 lambs of the first year without spot, day by day, for a continual burnt offering. So daily he's saying we should offer lamb. We should have it. You know how we've learned to eat, say bacon in the morning, but instead of bacon, it should be like a piece of lamb. But because we're living in our captivity and they switch everything around, the Most High is telling us exactly what we should eat in the morning. A piece of lamb, like you would have some eggs and bacon, you would have some, eggs and lamb, or salad and lamb. But let me continue. The the one lamb shall offer in the morning, and the other lamb you shall offer at even. So he's just requiring us to eat 2 times a day. It's not 3 meals a day, like they tell us in America. Here, the Most High is just letting us know we're required to eat some meat, some lamb, a piece of lamb in the morning with your breakfast, and in the evening with your dinner. Hold on. And the 10th part of an ounce of flour for a meat offering, mingled with flour, part of a hin or beaten oil. It is a continual burnt offering which is ordained in Mount Sinai as a sweet savior, a sacrifice made by fire unto AhHAYAH. So I just wanted to really bring this out. So I'm going to highlight it, you know, just so when I run across it, I'll remember it as well. This is what the Most High requires of us daily. There's certain things that the Most High told us to do, and this is one of them. And because we have gotten so far away from, what the Most High tells us to do, this is, this is it. Okay, so I highlighted that, and I highlighted Numbers uh, 28 and 1. I believe it's through 4. 1 through 4. Okay, and that's talking about the daily offering. The daily offering for me. Oh, no, I went to 6, not 4. 1 through 6. Okay, so I'm writing this in my book and I'm highlighting it. And what I will do, at another day, I will go back and put this same stuff in my Bible so that I'll have these same scriptures written in my Bible so that I can, go across and go over these things a way for me to remember. So let me just put that again. Okay, so next we're going to go into the flood. Okay, these are scriptures in Genesis that I find pertinent, to go over. So now we're going to go into the flood. I'm going to make that green. And the flood we went into. Okay, I'm going to see what I put in there. I can't really read it. Hold on. The flood. Let's see. Okay, Noah being instructed to build an ark, AhHAYAH is going to reestablish his covenant. So the reason why I picked this this chapter and verse about the flood, which is Genesis 6, starting at verse 9, is because the Most High initially gave his and I didn't read that. Wait, I didn't go into that yet. I should have went there first. I went into the flood. Instead, I should have went into Abraham's covenant. Right. So let me go to that one first. Do I have any other colors? I'm going to have to make that yellow again. So not the flood yet. I'm going to go into Abraham's covenant because that's first. Okay. And I'm going to make that yellow. And then here, I'm going to make it yellow. If y'all can see that. Abraham's covenant. And that starts at Genesis 15. Genesis 15 and 5 to 21, and we're going to precept that to Hebrews 6 and 13. Okay, so let me go first to Genesis 15 and 5. And the reason why I'm going there, I picked this particular book, is because it's established the covenant that he made with Abraham, with our forefathers. So that's very important for us. So I wanted to make sure I highlighted that. Um, mm, I just saying enough again. Hold on. Screen sharing was canceled. Make sure you click share on the module. Let's see. What's going on with Eastwood? It's blacked out again. Why? Mm. Let me go take it out. Maybe that's why. Hold on. We're going to Genesis 15 and 5. But give me a second, guys. Okay, that's why. Okay, I got it. Genesis 15. Not Genesis, is it? Yeah, Genesis 15. Okay, and 5. Here's, okay, so let me read it. It says, I'm going to read all the way down to 21. Okay, it says, and he brought him forth abroad and said, look now towards heaven and tell the stars, if thou be able to number them. And he said unto him, so shall thy seed be. Well, I might as well start at 1 because it gives you an explanation. It says, AhHAYAH'S covenant with Abram, right? It says, after these things, the word of AhHAYAH came unto Abram in a vision, saying, fear not, Abram, I am thy shield, and I am thy exceedingly great reward. AhHAYAH said, Abram said, AhHAYAH, what wilt thou give me, seeing I go childless, and the steward of my house is Eleazar of Damascus? And Abraham said, behold, to me thou hast given no seed, and lo, one born in my house is mine heir. And behold, the word of AhHAYAH came to him, saying, this shall not be thine heir, but he that come from forth out of thine own bowels shall be thine heir. And he brought him forth abroad. Now, and that goes to show that it matters to the Most High. He's saying, no, that's not going to be your ear. Your ear is going to be that comes out from your own bowels, out of your loins. So it's important, because also Most High would have just, hearkened to his voice and said, okay, that'll be your ear. But it's clear that it matters to the Most High, the bloodline, that it comes from, the bloodline that he chose, right? Okay. And 5, it says, and he brought him forth abroad and said, look now towards heaven and tell the stars, if thou be able to number them. And he said unto him, so shall thou seed be. And he believed in AhHAYAH, and he counted it to him for righteousness. Praise AhHAYAH. And just know that how, because Abraham believed the Most High, he counted him as righteousness at that point. He believed, you know what I'm saying? He trusted and believed what the Most High showed him and told him, and the Most High counted it as righteousness. And he said to him, I am AhHAYAH that brought thee out of Ur of the Chaldees to give thee this land to inherit. And he said, AhHAYAH, whereby shall I know that I shall inherit it? And he said unto him, take me a heifer of 3 years old, and a she-goat of 3 years, and a ram of 3 years old, and a turtle dove, and a young pigeon. And he took unto him all these, and divided them in the midst, and laid each piece one against another, but the birds divided he not. When the fowl came down upon the carcasses, Abram drove them away. And when the sun was going down, and a deep sleep fell upon Abram, and lo, and horror of great darkness fell upon him. Hold on. And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. Now, I find this very odd, and I just wanted to bring that out. He's telling Abram, surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. So when did this prophecy happen? If it wasn't, we learned from Elder Vakar that we weren't in Egypt 400 years, and he proved it. We was only there like 230 years. So, but when does this prophecy apply? The Most High gave Abram a prophecy that was going to happen. He said, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. So if it didn't happen in Egypt, this is the captivity that we're in now, we're coming out of, that also is relatable to this prophecy. He had to be talking about this end time prophecy. And I'm just pointing this out because this is what the Most High showed me. These are the scriptures that the Most High showed me when he was first working me up. That, the 400 years and da-da-da. And a lot of people equate this to Egypt. So now that we got the understanding that it wasn't Egypt, that we were only in Egypt 230 years, this is a prophecy that the Most High said, surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and they shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. And also that nation who they shall serve will I judge, and afterward shall they come out with a great substance. And thou shalt go to thy fathers in peace, and thou shalt be buried in a good old age. But in the fourth generations, it sounds like we were in our captivity 400 years. That's like 4 generations, 4 or 5. He said, but in the fourth generation, they shall come hither again for the iniquity of the Amorites. And I kind of brought that out, that the Amorites are Amalek. And these are Esau, who is ruling today, is not yet full. It came to pass that when the sun went down and it was dark, behold, a smoking furnace and a burning lamp that passed between those pieces. In the same day, AhHAYAH made a covenant with Abraham, saying, unto thy seed have I given this land, from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates. So I just wanted to point this out. I wanted to bring this out. Okay, the Kenites, the Kenizzites, and the Kadamites, and the Hittites, and the Perizzites, and the Rephaims, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Girgashites, and the Jebusites. Because this is very significant. This is the promise that he gave to our forefather Abraham, that surely he was going to bring us out after a 400-year captivity back into the land, and that he was going to fulfill his promise. So I wanted to read that one first. And it precepts to Hebrew 6 and 13 to 20. So let's go there real quick to Hebrews. Because again, it's the Most High talking about his promise that he gave to Abraham. Hebrews 6 and 13. Here we go. The certainty of AhHAYAH'S promise. Okay, let's read that. It says, for when AhHAYAH made promise to Abraham, because he could swear by no greater, he swore by himself, saying, surely blessing I will bless thee, and multiplying I will multiply thee. And so after he had patiently endured, he obtained the promise. For men verily swear by the greater, an oath for confirmation is to them an end of all strife, wherein AhHAYAH willing more abundantly to show unto the heirs of promise the immu- immutability of his counsel, confirmed it by an oath, that by two immutable things, in which it was impossible for AhHAYAH to lie, we might have a strong consolation, who have fled for refuge, to lay hold upon the hopes set before us. Praise AhHAYAH. Look, strong consolation, who have fled for refuge. That's us. Well, that's me right now, and those who are here who've come out of Babylon. We hope we have as an anchor of the soul, both sure, steadfast, and which enter into that within the veil. Mm. Whether the forerunner is for us entered, even Yashaya made an high priest forever after the order of Melchizedek. So again, this is precepting the promise that he gave to Abraham. And it talks about those that fled for refuge. So we have to flee, brothers and sisters. There's no salvation in America. I just want to point that out. Praise the higher by Hashem Yashaya. So, okay, so this is me giving this highest covenant to Abraham. I thought this was very significant to point this out in, part of Genesis. And now, and so you can see it, I highlighted it in my book. Okay? That's at the bottom. So now, and I highlighted here, now we're going to go to the flood, because I thought the flood was very significant, because after, the fall of Adam and Abraham, the covenant, he reestablished his covenant again. He reestablished the covenant that he made with Abraham and Adam. Okay? Even though Adam fell, the Most High still came back and gave a covenant, right? With Noah. So we're going to go to Genesis 6 and 9. Okay? Did I just confuse that? My dad got a little confused, guys. But hold on. Genesis 6 and 9. Yeah, he was reestablishing the covenant with, Adam after all the wickedness. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to read up until, I don't know yet, but let me just highlight some of it. Okay, so Noah and the flood. These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations, and Noah walked with AhHAYAH. And Noah begat three sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And the earth also was corrupt before AhHAYAH, and the earth was filled with violence. AhHAYAH looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. And AhHAYAH said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth. Make thee an ark of gopher wood, room shalt thou make in the ark, and shall pitch it within and without with pitch. And this is the fashion which thou shalt make it. And the length of the ark there should be 300 cubits, and the breadth of it 50 cubits, and the weight of it 30 cubits. A window thou shalt make to the ark, and in the cubit thou shalt finish it above. And the door of the ark thou shalt set it the side thereof with lower, second, and third stories thou shalt make it. And behold, I, even I, do bring a flood of waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh wherein it is the breath of life from under heaven, and everything that is in the earth shall die. Wow, let's highlight all of this. So AhHAYAH is bringing the flood. And here, 18, it says, but with thee will I establish my covenant, and thou shalt come into the ark, thou, thy sons, thy wife, and thy sons' wives with thee. Praise AhHAYAH by Yashaya. So this is the covenant that the Most High is establishing after Adam. And he's letting Noah know that he's going to bring a covenant with him, that he wanted him to start over, and to so that he can start from scratch. Praise the higher, because there's too much wickedness going on. And I might as well read the rest of it just to say. And of every living thing of flesh, two of every sort shall thou bring to the ark to keep them alive with thee. They shall be male and female, of fowls after their kind, and of cattle after their kind, of every creeping thing on the earth after his kind. Two of every sort shall come unto thee to keep them alive. And take thou unto thee all food that is eaten, and thou shalt gather it to thee, and it shall be for food for thee and for them. Thus did Noah according to all AhHAYAH commanded him, so did he. So I just wanted to point that out, that AhHAYAH established his covenant with Noah because of all the wickedness that had come on the earth. So this is very important for us to, bring this out in Genesis. So these are the book, chapter, and verses that I wanted to speak about and that I highlighted. Okay. So now the last one is Israel in Egypt. And I thought this was very important to bring out, because Joseph going into Egypt was the start of the Most High setting us up to become a nation. And I just thought it was really important to put that out, because we last week we did Exodus. So we already talked about Moses and how the Most High brought the children of Israel out of Egypt to go into the wilderness to sacrifice to him. But I wanted to bring out here in Genesis how he set it up through Joseph, So I will go to Genesis 37 and 12. We'll start there. We will go to Genesis 37 and 12. Okay, brothers, I see your message. He said, listen, sis, I have to leave. When I come back, I will catch up and finish. Much love, sis. Praise the higher, brother, and thank you so much. Bless you. Okay. Okay, so let's go to Genesis 37 and 12. Okay. Here we go. Praise the higher by Yashaya. Okay, Genesis 37 and 12. Okay, Joseph sold by his brethren. And this is just showing, noting when Joseph goes into, and I'm going to make this pink. Okay, I'm going to highlight this pink. And then I'm going to highlight this pink. Mm, okay. Okay, so let me read. And his brethren went to feed their father's flock in Shechem. And Israel said to Joseph, do not thy brethren feed the flock in Shechem? Come, and I will send thee to them. And he said to him, here I am. And he said to him, go, I pray thee, see whether it be well with your brethren, and well with the flocks, and bring me word again. So he sent him out of the vale of Hebron, and he came into Shechem. And a certain man found him, and behold, he was wandering in the field. And the man asked him, saying, what seekest thou? And he said, I seek my brethren. Tell me, I pray thee, where they feed their flocks. And the man said, they are departed hence, for I have heard them say, let us go to Dothan. And Joseph went after his brethren and found them in Dothan. And let me highlight that. Okay. And when they saw him afar off, even before he came near to them, they conspired against him to slay him. And they said one to another, behold, this dreamer cometh. Come now, therefore, and let us slay him. Wow, what wickedness. And cast him into some pit. And we will say, some evil beast hath devoured him, and we shall see what will become of his dreams. And Reuben heard it, and he delivered him out of their hands, and said, let us not kill him. And Reuben said unto them, shed no blood, but cast him into this pit that is in the wilderness, and lay no hand upon him, that he might rid him out of their hands, to deliver him to his father again. And it came to pass, when Joseph was come into his brethren, that they stripped Joseph of his coat of many colors that was on him. And they took him and cast him into the pit, and the pit was empty, and there was no water in it. Okay. And they sat down to eat bread, and lifted up their eyes and looked, and behold, a company of Ishmaelites came from Gilead, and their camels bearing spicery, balm, and myrrh, going to carry it down to Egypt. And Judah said to his brethren, what profit is it if we slay our brother and conceal his blood? Come, let us sell him to the Ishmaelites, and let him not our hand be upon him, for he is our brother and our flesh. And his brethren were content. There they passed by Midianites, merchantmen, and they drew and lifted up Joseph out the pit, and sold Joseph to the Ishmaelites for 20 pieces of silver. And they brought Joseph into Egypt. And they brought Joseph into Egypt. Hold on. So I just wanted to bring that out, Israel going into Egypt, and how it was the start of the Most High making the decision by giving Joseph those dreams in the first place, that he was going to make us a great nation once he brought us out of Egypt. So those are the scriptures that I put together for, for, reading the books of Genesis. I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm going to, you know, just go into now the discussion of it. Okay. What is it? Is it important to you? How do you take these scriptures, and, what's your observation? How will you apply this to your life from what you read? And I'm just going to go into how I process this information and what I thought. You know, um, one in the creation, what stood out for me what's going on with that, is in creation, AhHAYAH'S established his rest. And this, I already said this before. The seventh day rest was established in Genesis. Even before he had given it the Lord to Moses, it was already established in Genesis. Eve was disobedient, to the Most High in regards to the fall. It was Eve who was deceived. And then she took her, doing her being deceived, she comes to Adam and gives him, the deception, and he partakes with her. And I thought that's very important, and that we have to be mindful, because we as Israelites, we always want to be around Israelites or be around brothers and sisters. But I just thought it was really important that the Most High is showing us. You be very careful what you choose to partake in. You be very, very careful how you deal, and what you receive. Like in the scriptures tell us to guard our ears and to guard our eyes. So you have to be very careful. You can't just because, and a lot of people, a lot of our brothers and sisters, from what I see in this truth, they are very swayed by other Israelites. Whether they're right or wrong, people just seem to want to go along and get along. Now, we see that a lot in the world. And that saying comes from, brothers, hold on, brothers, the go along, get along game. People just like to follow instead of really understanding what the Most High tell us to do and following AhHAYAH, or AhHAYAH by Hashem Yashaya. That's where our allegiance and our alliance should be with the Most High. But instead, a lot of Israelites like to follow behind other Israelites. They like to do what other Israelites do. And that's just in this case with our forefathers. Our forefather Eve, our forefather Adam. Oh gosh, hold on a second, someone, guys, hold on. Let me. Somebody's knocking the door. Hold on.
AhHAYAH bring the fire. Hear me now. Let's go, Yashaya.
Let the Holy Spirit lead.
That's right. Qadash, Rawach.
Come out of Babylon.
AhHAYAH bring the fire. Your will drop the beat.
Holy Qadash, AhHAYAH, won't you holy?
Qadash, Rawach. Qadash, 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 Qadash. It's a holy place. That's Qadash, Qadash.
Just like in the word it says, we are the holy ones. Don't cry, pick up your head. He sent his holy son, Yashaya, and by his blood, he crushed all of the test. Told you cannot be cancelled. This way you're holy and blessed.
Yeah, that's right. Listen now.
AhHAYAH want you holy. Holy. AhHAYAH said be
Don't you murder, don't do adultery, don't you steal, testify falsely, don't use your face to cover thy neighbor.
Be holy. AhAYAH said be holy. AhAYAH said be holy. Yeah. Be holy. Holy. AhAYAH wants you holy. Don't you wanna say? Don't you wanna say? I am holy. Let's go.
Allah hayamakuya wa Allah sa abad mashallah kwa kasa hayashaba shawam saka hashabaf la Qadash wa kabad abaka wa amaka shashaba tazak la la gana shaya aina shwa shama shawala wa aita
Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry about the break. But okay, so I wanted to, bring those scriptures out showing how we got to Egypt. Okay, Yashaya. So now I just want to go into, hold on a minute, guys. Let me, 1 second. Hold on. Hi, Shalom, Sister Michelle. Praise AhHAYAH. Good to see you. Give me 1 second, guys. I have to fix something. So let me let's see. Hold on. Can I have to play something while I think this is good.
Sound the trumpet. Hey, let's go. AhAYAH, Hashem Yashaya. Come on.
I got joy in my soul. AhAYAH's in control. I got Satan on my trail, but I'm singing all is well. He's attacking every day, but I'm watching while I pray. No matter the attack, I won't turn back. This means war. Yeah. This means war.
This generation is coming soon.
This means war.
No weapon formed against me shall prosper. This is war.
I walked out of that belong. Yashaya's armor on. I praise on my lips. Joy strut on my hips. No weapon formed will prosper. Cause AhAYAH is my father. No matter the attack, I won't turn back. This means war.
Yashaya's coming soon, my Savior. If you wasn't for his love, garments of Bourgeois. You're glorious in apparel. You're traveling with greatness and strength. Who's the garments of Edom? With thy garments of Bourgeois. You're glorious in apparel. You're traveling with greatness and strength. Know what it is. Yeah. This is war. Yashaya's coming soon. Get ready, the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Get out of Babylon and get within the waters. And you can't have my family. No. You can't have the victory. Yashaya brings them in. Yashaya, Yashaya, Yashaya. We're gonna do the Jordan strike. Come on. Yeah. Come on. Yeah, we're gonna do the Jordan strike.
He's bringing all the nations to the valley of Jehoshaphat. Yes, the valley of decision. Praise AhHAYAH. Whose side are you on? Are you coming to the valley of Jehoshaphat? The valley of decision? Whose side are you on?
On the day of first what they call the Pentecost, they all let us pray. They were all on one accord. And sound came down from heaven like a rushing mighty wind. And it filled the whole house like what's been rushing in. You don't have to wonder what's going on inside. It's the power of the Holy Spirit, the one I'm singing about. In the house, I'm singing about in the house. Yashaya in the house. Yashaya in the house. Stretch yourself.
Okay, guys. Hi. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. I had to take care of something, but I do want to show you. And my other camera went out, so I have to. I want to show you this on the book, and this is how I put it together. Um, you know, all the different chapters, and I highlighted them. But I also want to show you on this page, I did the same thing, which gave me more room, and then I can write everything, right? Just so you can see that. And then now we're going to go into this part of it. So I want to show you. Okay, and I wrote, so that if you want to journal, and if you want to, write down your precepts and things like this is a good way. You can get some ideas on how you can do it. Okay, so you just want to write down the observations, what you've learned from the scriptures. You want to write down. Let me show you. You can see it. Yep. You want to write down what you've learned from the scriptures. You want to write down um, how you can apply it to your life. Some key verses so that you can start trying to remember. The things that the verses and stuff. So this is how I want to start helping me remember key verses, so that you want to be able to come off the top of the head things that you read and things that you know of. You know, so and how do you apply these to your life? Like I was saying, with this Eve situation, how she gave the um the fruit to Adam, and Adam just readily took the fruit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm applying this from what I notice and what I see. I see that Israelites are like that. There is a very much a go along, get along, cliquish kind of thing going on with the Hebrew Israelites in the different camps, and people just want to be brewed up. They just want to be around a whole lot of Israelites. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. We should come together and fellowship together, and definitely you should be around Israelites who are in like mind and like spirit, so that way nobody's not pushing an agenda on you, because clearly our forefathers, with our forefather Adam and Eve, this was the situation. She presented something to him, and he just readily took it without even questioning it. And we end up falling as a nation because of this. So, this is something that I took note of. This is an observation that I thought of, reading these scriptures and applying it to what I see even today, when I see Israelites, just willing to just readily go along, get along, just not to, create no waves with people, kind of feeding people egos and just telling them what they want to hear, just so that they can be around people. And that is totally, obviously, not a good thing to do and not the right way to operate. So I definitely want to put that down as an observation, and it's something that I would try to, apply to my life, not to operate like that, just to be around people, tolerate wickedness and sin, and not say anything, and turn the other cheek and look away, because you don't want to offend someone, or you don't want to, be the one that has to say something. Everybody else will be willing to go along, and you don't want to be the one not to go along. But it's wickedness, brothers and sisters, and we shouldn't be doing that. So also with Cain and Abel, of course, with sacrificing, learning how to sacrifice to the Most High. This is so important, brothers and sisters. We must learn. Now, I understand that we are basically just waking up to this truth, and we are basically learning how to come back to the Most High. And that's what this whole awakening is all about. Us learning how to come back to the Most High. But brothers and sisters, we must take into heart that we must figure this thing out. It's very important to the Most High, because he had favor on Abel for his sacrifice, and he disregarded Cain's. So it's clearly a division. There's a certain way he wants to be sacrificed to. He wants us to sacrifice to him in a certain way. And also, he brought Moses out with the children of Israel into the wilderness to learn how to sacrifice, to teach them how he wanted to be sacrificed to. He gave Moses a long list of food, different type of meats he wanted, how he wanted them mingled with flour, with some oil, baked or whatever. He made it very clear There was a specific way he wanted to be sacrificed to. So we, as the children of Israel, coming back to the Most High, learning how to come back to Him, we have to figure this thing out. It's important. We must read the book. We must go in. We must study, and we must study to show ourselves approved. So that's what this is all about. So that's how why I, and how I try to apply it to my life is to make sure I cook certain things when I'm, you know, eating my meals, you know. That's why, I refuse. Like, I know I cannot be a vegan, even though was one point in my life that I was considering being a vegan. For one, they was kind of pushing it on us, being programmed, part of our program. First thing is that veganism. They definitely are pushing that agenda on us. And why they're pushing it? Because it's against the Most High, really. Even though the Most High tell us that He won't judge us, He said, don't judge no one about, what they food or what they drink, or don't do that. Like, we not to judge each other, but we must learn the right or wrong ways, how to sacrifice to the Most High. I mean, it's just something we just need to do. And He tells us all through the book. If you read in the Lord, you'll read about what we're supposed to do. So it's not something far-fetched, and that's how I would like to apply it to my life, trying to, make sure I understand the law of sacrifice and how the Most High want us to, the foods, lawful foods and unlawful foods, what to eat, what not to eat. He put all that, gave us a long list. He gave us for a reason. Praise AhHAYAH'S Yashaya. So that, and learning how to apply that to your everyday life. Like with me, now y'all see, I do a lot of working out. I'm trying not to be eating a whole lot of stuff, but I'm learning how to figure out how to do this in a lawful way, not to offend the Most High. Because the last thing I want to do is offend the Most High. That's the last thing I'm trying to do. So when I'm working out, and certain times I just want to fast and, eat just vegetables, or eat just, fruits sometimes, but I know I can't do that for too long, because I know I have to sacrifice to the Most High. I must cook my meals and, have my meat on my plate and pray and, honor the Most High with my sacrifice. So I'm trying to figure out now how I'm going to do that and do it effectively and not offend AhHAYAH. Just even if there's no, the one thing about it is He says there's no set amount that we have to eat. He gives us amount of how much we make, for a family serving, but you don't have to eat a whole lot. But we must sacrifice daily meat to the Most High, lamb. And so we have to learn how to fit that into our lifestyle, because it's something that we're just not used to doing. Okay, the next one is we talked about Cain and Abel and the sacrifice, and now Noah, about how obedient Noah was. I mean, can we talk about Noah for a minute? Building that ark, and I think it took him 75 years to build that ark. I mean, that is obedience. That is obedience of the yang yang, y'all. So this is something that we should take note of, how obedient Noah was, how obedient Abraham was. I mean, these were our forefathers who the Most High, He loved them. He called Abraham a friend. He looked at him like a friend. That's how, obedient he was. And Noah the same way, he thought Noah to be very righteous and very, upright. And this is how we want to be considered, by the Most High. All of us, everybody, I know us as Israel, everybody wants to be special. But I find that we don't want to do the things that our forefathers did in order for us to be considered special in the eyes of the Most High. Everybody wants favor. Everybody feels the Most High, is dealing with them, or they want the Most High to deal with them. They want to be able to be dealt with, to be usable by the Most High. But look at the sacrifice of Noah. Look what he did. 75 years building a boat. Wow. Wow. You know what I'm saying? That's amazing. And even Abraham, what he was willing to do, how he walked out and left his father's home and went into another land. And he just had faith, faith upon how he was willing to kill his son for the Most High. That takes so much obedience, faith, everything. And this is what they did. This is what our forefathers were willing to do, to be right in the eyes of the Most High. What are you willing to do? Ask yourself this, because this is what you have to apply to your life. This is how now, after we read these scriptures, this is how we now apply this to our life every day. Are you willing to do what Abraham did? Are you willing to do what Noah did? The sacrifice our forefathers made? I mean, not to mention Christ, you know. But this is what it takes, brothers and sisters, because for us to have the kind of favor we all wish to have with the Most High. You have to really be willing to lay it down. You know what I'm saying? For AhHAYAH. This is the kind of worship he's requiring of us. This is it. You know, even the case with Abel and Cain, Cain was willing to just go, well, this is what I have. And to me, this is the stance and the attitude that most Israelites have. This is how we basically come to the Most High. Like whatever we have, where I'm doing my best, this is what I have, Most High. Instead of being like Abel, he gave the best of his flock. He gave, and the Most High had respect for it because he knew that he was giving, given the best that he had. But the majority of us, we want to come with whatever we got and we feel like it's best. That's because we're giving it, that's what's required, opposed to really seeking out what's pleasing to AhHAYAH. That's the difference. That's what separated Abraham from everybody else, Noah from everybody else, Christ. We can't even talk about Christ and what he did and what he was willing to do. But talking about our forefathers, we're the same. These are our forefathers. These are our brethren. What they were willing to do. Are you willing to do it? To even be considered? Look at David. The love that David had for the Most High and what he was willing to do. Okay, so the next one is I talked about the faith of Abraham, and us really lastly respecting AhHAYAH'S will to be done, and us really trying to reach the standard of what our forefathers did in order to be recognized in AhHAYAH'S eyes. We all want to be favored. We all want to be loved like David, how the Most High loved David and how he loved Abraham, how he loved Noah, Yashaya. A lot of the prophets really had favor. Ezra, he had a lot of favor. The Most High sought him out and really, you know, wanted to deal with him. And, but look how he had to keep fasting and fasting and fasting for the Most High. And the Most High if he was willing to do what the Most High told him to do, then the Most High would give him more information. We got to be a willing vessel, brothers and sisters. We can't just be taking on the attitude, well, I'm here. I see that in a lot of our people once they come out of Babylon. It's like, basically they kind of saying, well, he's glad I came. I'm here. And they don't want to do nothing else. The bare minimum, like I always say, bare minimum brews. Like they will only do just enough. They're not going to go above and beyond for nobody. So that's my aspect, and that's my take on application, on how to apply these scriptures to our life. We really got to look at our forefathers and write this stuff down and take a note on all the information that we get it and try to really put ourselves in the shoes of our forefathers. Apply it to your life. We have to learn how to apply it. It's only going to make us better and it's only going to make us grow. Praise AhHAYAH. It's going to make us grow in AhHAYAH by Hashem Yashaya. You know? So that's basically it. And I'm gonna really try to learn to cut this down to 1 hour, but it's kind of hard. And I also I wrote down some trivia questions, and I'll just read them out, and then you can put this in perspective, or maybe you want to write some of them down, and you know, see if you can, did you know these? Okay. The first one, I have a lot, so some of them are easy and some of them are a little hard. So we'll see. What was let me see. Okay, how old is 4 score and 6? That's a trivia question. Another trivia question is, how many days did it rain? Okay. For Noah, how many days did it rain? And how long did the water last? Okay. That's another question. How many days did it rain? And how long did the water last on the earth? Okay, and what is that? I don't know. Oh, it said in Noah that the boat hit dry land with Noah on the 7th month, on the 17th day. What holy day was Noah in when the boat landed? I kind of gave it away, but that was the question. What holy day was it when the boat rested? Okay, that's the question. So y'all can write some of these down and find the answers. And what 2 feasts are held together? They run at the same time. What 2 feasts run together concurrently? And how many days? How many days at a time? I don't know what that is. I don't know. Guys. Okay, and what was the first animal that Noah sent out of the ark? That's another question. What was the first animal that Noah sent out of the ark? Do you know? And okay, how old was Sarah when she had Isaac? How old was Sarah when she had Isaac? How old was Abraham when he got circumcised? And which of the brethren wanted to save Joseph first? Who was the brother that wanted to save Joseph first? So those are the trivia questions. And write them down and see if you can answer them. Did you know the answer? Yes or no? So first, if I give all glory and praise to AhAYAH by Hashem Yashaya. I love these Bible lessons. I love it, love it, love it. And I hope you join me next week. And let me see. Let me pick a book. Let me pick one. I'm gonna pick one haphazardly. I'm just gonna go to it, and this is gonna be our next Bible study for next Tuesday. We are going into Ezekiel. Wow. Ezekiel is the next, and I don't know how many chapters Ezekiel has. Let me see. Woo, it might be a lot. Let me go. Because we did 50. So our next one will be Ezekiel. Let me see how many chapters does Ezekiel have. Because that may be even longer than, oh no, it's not. It's about the same. 48 chapters. So we're going to read the book of Ezekiel. Okay? Praise AhHAYAH Bahasham Yashaya for next Tuesday, Ezekiel. Okay? I give all glory, praise, and honor to AhHAYAH AhHAYAH Bahasham Yashaya Wa Qadash Rawach. I pray you have a blessed week. I should see you for Nappy Head Chronicles this Thursday. But for those who just coming for the book club, I'll see you next Tuesday. Shalom. Bless you, brothers and sisters. Be safe and get out of Babylon. Get out. Shalom.